The most financially successful media franchise of all time isn't Star Wars, The Avengers, or Harry Potter, but instead lies with Pokemon. It started in 1989 when Japanese gaming fan Satoshi Tajiri had the idea to build a game around his childhood passion of insect collecting. After discovering the magic of Nintendo's Game Boy and its link cable, Tajiri jumped into action to put his concept into production. He'd established his studio, Game Freak, and received support from Nintendo to begin development. Pokemon, or Pocket Monsters, was born. Satoshi and team would put blood, sweat, and tears into designing the game and its first 150 Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Green released to the public on February 27, 1996, but sales were initially modest and not so great.
仲間が増えるロールプレイング。ポケットモンスター。赤を買うか緑を買うかちょっと違うよ。
Game Freak nearly was even forced into bankruptcy as a result of the project, as employees needed to work long hours and frequently go overtime to complete the game on time. But when magazine CoroCoro announced a legendary Pokemon offer where a few winners could acquire a rare 151st Pokemon, buzz for the game instantly took off. With over 78,000 entrants to win the rare Mew, the popularity of the first two Pokemon games surged, making Red and Green a smash hit. But how did this long-shot project for the original Game Boy become a $95 billion franchise, the most successful media entity of all time? We need to understand what made Pokemon such an endearing and polarizing story in the first place. Every Pokemon game starts the same way. As a trainer, you're tasked with building a team of powerful Pokemon by catching them in the wild and then training them in battle with other trainers, much like yourself. This core framework, collecting, training, and battling, is universal and inspiring, one where anyone can participate in looking to improve skills and explore new worlds. This story structure allowed the Pokemon brand to seamlessly grow outside of its origins in video gaming. Following the success of Pokemon Red and Green in Japan, the brand quickly expanded with the development of a Pokemon trading card game, manga series, and then later even a full-fledged TV show, bringing the Pokemon narrative into the worlds of consumer products and entertainment. These product launches, combined with a plan for international expansion, would result in Pokemon becoming a global media sensation.
10 Pokecars will be cruising around giving away lots of free stuff. You can track where they are on your computer. www.pokemon.com.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.
Remember, it's about strategy.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.
Remember, you gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Wait, run that back.
www.
No, not that part.
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
That's the one. Alongside Pokemon's expansion to the US, they'd coin a new tagline that perfectly sums up the brand's appeal. Gotta catch 'em all. What makes Pokemon so appealing is the never-ending pursuit of catching every single Pokemon and building a better and better team. The Pokemon story structure was the perfect catalyst for the birth of a new media giant. Every few years, Game Freak could release a new and improved game with a new story, game mechanics, and set of Pokemon for you to add to your collection. The revived story arc of New Generations translates perfectly across mediums as well. Every generation of Pokemon would spawn a new series of television shows, multiple sets of Pokemon cards, and new merchandise on top of traditional game sales. Each life cycle of Pokemon acts as a living, breathing, interactive story, experienced over the course of years for fans. This cycle, repeated since the debut of the original games, is what has driven Pokemon to become the #1 media entity on the planet. No breaks, no reboots, the core Pokemon narrative has continued to thrive since its origin with hit product releases. Game Freak has been quick to adapt and improve their releases as consoles have improved, and as trends have shifted. Just look at Pokemon Go.
The smash hit mobile game app Pokemon Go has only been out for a few days, but it's already got millions following their smartphones to the most random places.
Surpassing over $3 billion in revenue, Pokemon's first smash hit game for smartphones broke records and created a global phenomenon. Pokemon Go brought the gotta catch 'em all story structure to the real world, allowing anyone to walk around town and catch Pokemon of their own, just as their character would in-game or as Ash would on TV. Other top media franchises have tried to emulate Pokemon's success and failed. Harry Potter, in partnership with the development team behind Pokemon Go, launched Wizards Unite in 2019, a game almost identical to Pokemon Go. With 30 times less revenue in its first month, it became clear that the Harry Potter brand couldn't carry the same weight as Pokemon Go. The difference? Harry Potter originated as a book based around the story of a few distinct characters. Pokemon, meanwhile, originated with you as the main character, the hero of your own journey. While most major media franchises center around time-restricted stories and characters, the Pokemon narrative is endless, as long as there are more adventures to be had, creatures to catch, or worlds to explore. As we enter 2020, Pokemon faces a crossroads as they launch Pokemon Sword and Shield for the Nintendo Switch. Since the debut of Red and Green in 1996, Game Freak has created over 800 Pokemon in a number of different worlds or regions. This slow expansion has forced Pokemon's famous "gotta catch 'em all" phrase into retirement, as it becomes quite difficult for developers to recreate hundreds of Pokemon for each new console or game release. After a quarter century of success, the next decades may force the Game Freak team into rethinking the franchise for future generations of consumers. Hey guys, thanks for checking out MediaMind. If you enjoy videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. On this channel, I'll be covering the streaming wars, intellectual property, and media franchises just like Pokemon. So let me know what videos you'd like to see in the comments down below.